For the first time in history, the Security Service of Ukraine has uncovered an agent network of Hungarian military intelligence that was conducting espionage activities to the detriment of our state. This was reported by the press service
of the SSU. The task of this cell was to gather information about the military security of the Zakarpattia region, to look for vulnerabilities in the region's ground and air defenses, as well as to study the socio-political views of local residents. In particular, scenarios of their behavior if Hungarian troops were to enter the region.
As a result of comprehensive operations in Zakarpattia, the SSU detained 2 agents from the Hungarian intelligence network.
The handler for both individuals was a career officer of Hungarian military intelligence, whose identity has already been identified by the security service.
The SSU counterintelligence documented every step of the Hungarian agents and detained the individuals at their place of residence. During the search, their phones and other physical evidence of subversive activity were seized, according to the SSU. Investigators have informed the individuals that they are suspected of state treason committed under martial law. Hungarian Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade Péter Szijjártó stated that his country had not received any information from Ukraine about Hungarian spies and called the incident anti-Hungarian propaganda.
If we receive any specific details or official information, then we will be able to fully address this issue.
Political analyst and Ukrainian Armed Forces serviceman Kirilo Sazonov stated that this operation was unique and gave his assessment of the actions of this sabotage group.
They were actively preparing for something. They were meticulously planning some kind of operation, yes, but it is quite clear they were not alone. It is evident that such an operation was being prepared in close coordination with Russia. It is also possible that there was some additional coordination of actions, some joint plans.
Sazonov noted that the EU should participate in the investigation of this matter. After all, Hungary is a member of the European Union, and it is the European Union that should assess such actions.
The spy war between Ukraine and Hungary is gaining momentum. In total, the countries have already expelled about half a dozen people, mutually accusing the detainees of espionage and working for foreign intelligence.
The primary task of this group was to collect detailed information about the military security of the Zakarpattia region, to identify and analyze weak points in the region's ground and air defenses, as well as to conduct a thorough study of the socio-political views held by local residents.
At the same time, after its agents were exposed in Ukraine, Hungary decided to respond in kind, and has already accused at least 3 current and former diplomats of espionage, with subsequent extradition to their homeland. At the same time, on the propaganda level, threats toward Kyiv are constantly being voiced. He stated that if we truly want to, we can also deal with you through various military means.
If it's convenient for Ukraine, we'll reach Lviv and cleanse ourselves.
On the official level, however, the authorities simply call on people to prepare for war without specifying with whom exactly.
Whoever does not have strength will not have the truth either.
We are by no means calling for anything, but a logical question arises. Is Hungary really as strong in reality as it is in words? How combat-ready is its army today? And does it pose a real threat to Ukraine? How many troops and pieces of equipment are under Budapest's control? Today we'll break it down in the new episode of Arsenal. So, Hungary is a nation situated right in Central Europe with a total population of almost 10 million people. Since 2004, it has been a member of the European Union, and since 1999, Hungary has been part of NATO. At the very beginning of this year, the total number of Hungary's armed forces was recorded at approximately 37,650 active professional servicemen. The Hungarian army made the complete transition over to a professional contract-based system as far back as the year 2004. If it becomes necessary in order to effectively protect its national interests, about 10,000 more personnel from the border troops can be mobilized at any time. Furthermore, the standing reserve of the Hungarian Armed Forces is made up of another 50,000 people. So, in total, that's less than 100,000. At the same time, speaking about reservists, it's important to understand exactly who has joined their ranks. I
couldn't find a job anywhere. I did various odd jobs here and there, week after long week, month after month. I applied here to find a more steady and reliable income. That was my main goal.
So the Hungarian Defense Forces officially include the land forces, the air force, and a specialized river flotilla, which operates along the historic Danube River. Regarding military equipment, back in 2018, the Hungarian government signed a major long-term contract with the prominent German arms giant Rheinmetall for the supply of Leopard 2 tanks. First for 12 specially upgraded and modernized vehicles for training future tank crews, and then for another 44 brand new German tanks. That is, in total, this is fewer than on almost any of the Ukrainian directions where we are actively resisting and fighting the Russian invasion. In addition, under the same contract, Hungary received 24 German Panzerhaubitz 2,000 self-propelled guns. The contract amount was $565 million. On September 9, 2020, a significant new contract was signed in Budapest, with the German defense industry valued at a total of more than 2 billion euros. For the supply of 280 brand new Kf-41 Lynx infantry fighting vehicles. It is worth noting that even the Bundeswehr does not have such IFVs in service. The Hungarian army became the first operator of this combat system, it is quite capable of taking on even Soviet tanks such as the T-64 or T-72. The first Kf-41s officially delivered to Hungary arrived in October 2022. Another 46 of these contracted armored vehicles were delivered in 2023, while the remaining 172 units are currently still in the process of production. Hungary continues to maintain a fleet of 380 Soviet BTR-80 armored personnel carriers, and they have also secured an agreement to purchase a significant quantity of American HIMARS systems.
Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orbán stated that the country needs an army capable of deterring forces since it must prepare for a protracted war.
At the same time, in recent years, Hungary has clearly set a course for militarization, justifying it by the war in Ukraine. However, it remains largely unspoken that the NATO alliance provides a much more reliable and robust protection for Hungary than its own independent national defense.
The army had been following a specific path for some time. Now, however, the course of their strategic direction has undergone a significant and unexpected change.
It has now completely and fundamentally shifted to a strongly anti-Ukrainian stance, along with blocking military aid to official Kyiv and speaking out against our accession to the European Union. Sometimes the conversation even turns to military invasion, such as, for example, claims regarding the Zakarpattia region.
Hungary is a member of the European Union, and it is also a country that belongs to the NATO bloc. In principle, it cannot lay claim to other people's territories, but Vatniks just can't understand that.
If we talk about unofficial Hungarian spokespeople, or to put it simply, propagandists, sometimes the rhetoric here is downright extreme. Despite having more than 10 times fewer troops, they threaten us with the seizure of hundreds of kilometers of Ukrainian territory. Against
Ukraine. Honestly, tell us, with your hand on your heart, yesterday a huge number of Ukrainian media outlets came out with statements saying that the Russians taught the Hungarians how to annex, and now you are annexing Zakarpattia.
Is that true?
And on top of that, Szijjártó came here too, you see?
To put it very clearly, the Hungarian army within NATO, is responsible, among other things, though there are many different functions, and I don't know all of them, and am not allowed to say everything, for water purification tasks. If it's convenient for Ukraine, we'll go as far as Lviv and purify all the water there.
But such fantasies could only be born in a very sick mind about Kremlin puppets. Although, of course, there is no talk of a direct military conflict purely mathematically, the Ukrainian army surpasses the Hungarian army in literally every aspect. Starting from the number of troops and weaponry and ending with combat experience itself. Did you like this video? Then be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our Arsenal channel. The link is in the description below the video.